What is up, YouTube? BB368 coming at you with another deck profile. So, obviously, for the Edymion Pendulum Summoning deck profile. Overall, fairly brand new deck, but fairly consistent, very powerful. Basically, if you are going for if you are going first with this deck, basically you can end with a board that has Saryusha, one Guard Dragon, Sloth, Jackal, and Edymion, along with maybe one or two other cards to basically be able to use for negations for Edymion and whatnot. So overall, fairly fun deck, very powerful deck. I do like that Konami is trying to bring back something with spell counters, so bringing back an old game mechanic that in the past had no place being in the game, but now obviously with the new support that they have, is actually going to be seeing a comeback. So without further ado, let's just go right into the deck profile. Obviously, you're going to be playing triple of your big guy, the Supreme Sorcerer. Pendulum effect, basically, this is in your Pendulum Zone. I believe if you get up to 4 counters on it, you can special summon it to a main monster zone. Let's just adjust the camera real quick here. Summon it to the main monster zone and then destroy cards up to the number of cards that has spell counters on it. And the great thing about that is that your opponent cannot affect Veiler. The destruction effect, it all happens at once. So if they're going to stop this card, they need to destroy it while it's in the Pendulum Zone before it comes to the field. Other than that, they can't Veiler it. It all happens at once. It's already too late. Too bad, so sad. Plus, the main effect is basically, while this card has a counter, it cannot be destroyed by card effects, and it cannot be targeted by card effects. And once per turn, if your opponent activates a spell or trap, bounce a card that has counters on it to negate it, and it gains the counters that are lost. So basically, any counters on the field that are destroyed, or the card is destroyed that has counters on it, automatically gets absorbed by him. So, again, fairly good card. Then, obviously, you play Triple Servant. I'm just going to go over these guys at the same time because they're basically the same, except for their monster effects. For the monster effects for Servant, discard a card to put counters on everything. When Magister attacks, he can put a counter on it, I believe. But the main thing is he can remove 3 counters from the field to special summon a spellcaster that can hold counters from the main deck. So if you're normal summoning him to use his effect, that's pretty decent. But their pendulum effects, basically, when this card has 3 counters on it, remove 3 counters, special summon this, and then you can basically special summon out a Edymion. It's an easy way to get it out, as long as there are 3 counters on the field, and then you can use a field spell for those 3 counters, so pretty good. For Magister, it's basically the same thing, except that when he summons from the extra deck instead of the main deck, and that's assuming that you have a Edymion or some other monster that on there to do that. So obviously 3 servants, 2 Magister. I played one of this. I kind of wish I had 2 or 3. This card is fairly broken, especially for this deck. Basically, it says when this card is in your hand and you have 3 counters, whenever your opponent normals or special summons a monster, remove 3 counters, special summon this card, bounce that card back to your opponent's hand. So, very good card against the Salamangreat matchup. Very good card against the mirror match, especially because it says monsters. So they pendulum summon a bunch of monsters to their field. You can bounce them all, and you can only pendulum summon once per turn. So again, very good card. I would highly suggest, if you guys can, maybe get a 2nd or 3rd one. I don't think running at 3 would be good, but 2 maybe actually kind of worth it. Then obviously you run your Mythical Beast engine, Triple Beast, Triple Jackal. Kind of self-explanatory. If you guys are already looking up this deck profile, or looking up into this deck, you already know what these do. Destroy it to grab a Mythical Beast to your hand. Destroy this to basically get this back out the field. So, easy 2 counters that you can put onto any card that you have on the field. To add on more, obviously I play Triple Curtain Riser. Basically, this is just adds an extra counter. Plus, it gives you some field presence as well. So if you have Servant out on the field, activate this in your other scale. Activate its effect, special summon it to your field. So that's a free counter. Plus, you just got a free monster while you have no monsters on the field. And makes for an easy Electromite play, basically. And then Double Fang. Not really sure how I'm feeling about this card yet. We will see. Again, this is not a perfect deck profile. I will be updating this deck profile as the weeks are going on up to the Philly Regional. I am planning to go with this deck, but I am thinking about playing like cards like Pendulum Call and Duelist Alliance, just for the fact of, again, it can search this out. I am getting a Poison Magician. Just feels like with that engine, it could be a little bit more consistent, but we will see. Obviously, then you play Triple Dark Worm to search out for your single ring. Just have to. Again, I play Foolish Burial with this deck, so that's easy combo, easy way to combo as well. So that's basically 2 cards that you can easily combo into a Electromite, and this would make the 3rd easy combo for Electromite. Triple Chronograph with a Time Wizard. So again, the main play would probably be if you start off with Curtain Riser, activate Servant, activate Curtain Riser, that's 1 spell counter, special summon the Curtain Riser, activate a Chronograph, so that's 2 spell counters, destroy the Chronograph, grab the Time Wizard, make into Electromite, continue on with your plays, grab another Pendulum Launcher to your hand, activate it again, that's 3 easy. Again, that's a 3 easy spell counters that you were able to get onto your thing just from 3 cards. So this deck does not have easy like 1-2 card combos, but the 3 card combos, there are plenty of them in this deck in order to be able to get out Electromite. So obviously then you play, I am going to be playing Triple Sloth. Probably one of the best cards in this format because, again, it completely shuts down your opponent's extra deck. I am thinking of cutting it down to 2. I do have a Lechery coming in, so I may cut this down to 2, or I will find another. I do run triple Edymion's Tower, the field spell, so that might be getting cut down to 2 because I have dead drawn it before. The main thing is I don't want to main draw. I don't want to be hard drawing this because of I do run a Guard Dragon, obviously with the Dark Worms. With a Dark Worm, that is an easy link into the 1 Guard Dragon that special summons from the main deck. So I don't really want to be hitting into that. So we'll see though. Keep on moving on. Obviously then you play the Triple Mastery. Easy way, again, easy 3 card combos. If you're playing, like, say you open with this Mastery and let's just say easy 2 card combo. This is probably one of them. Activate Tower, activate this. So you get to put 2 counters on to Edymion, plus you get to search. So say you don't have Servant, search a Servant, activate the Servant, that's now 3 counters on Tower. You can use that and basically get out Edymion with 2 counters on it. With 2 counters on the field. So that's a pretty easy combo. That is one of the rare few 2 card combos for this deck. But again, it's pretty simple. Obviously, triple Edymion Towers. Again, like I was saying before, I may cut this down to 2 for 1 Lechery. Because again, because with the main field right now, I can lock out monster effects, spells and traps, and lock out their extra deck. But how about we just lock them out altogether, and if I play Lechery, it just completely locks them out for 1 turn of using spells. So, seems pretty good. Honestly, I may even run like a 40. I think this is a hard 40 count deck. I may run at 41. I don't know. We'll see. Obviously, then you're double terraforming. You have to get, if I'm cutting this down, I have to get into the Edymion Tower as fast as possible because, again, it is a very good card, and the fact that you can use it, its counters for any of the costs for the other ones is pretty good. 1 Upstart and then 1 Foolish. Obviously, as you guys can see, I am not running Pot of Desires because, again, this is, in my opinion, one of the most complicated combo-based decks that you can play. And I feel that with running Desires, you run a huge risk of getting rid of your main combo pieces. And if you do that, then if you draw into anything else, those could easily end up being dead draws. So, I mean, if you guys look into my profiles, you will see I have run Desires. It is a very good card. But in my opinion, just for this deck alone, it is not that optimal to be playing that card with this deck, especially with, again, so many combo pieces that you could easily disrupt yourself. Like, for example, I mean, this is a perfect example. You banish any of these, basically that's dead. You banish these, like let's say you banish just that. This card then becomes somewhat dead. You get no advantage of it when you summon it, and you can't even search out your gate because you already got rid of it, unfortunately. Same thing with the Chronograph. You can activate it, but now you can't activate its effect because you banished that. So that's kind of dumb. In my opinion, again, there's just too many combo pieces in here that if you banish anything and you lose that advantage, it's not worth playing. So that's the main deck. Into the extra deck. Honestly, for the main things you need for this extra deck, you'll just need one Star Yugioh, Electromite, Guard Dragon, and honestly, yeah, those are the main three that I see that you need for this deck. Because again, you can easily make Star Yugioh, get advantage off of the free +1 draw, and plus you get to set up your hand. Electromite you actually absolutely have to have, because again, you get a draw, you get to add a Pendulum monster from your extra deck to your hand, so that sets you up for even more counter plays. And obviously the one Guard Dragon LB, because you can grab out Sloth from your main deck, lock your opponent out completely, so pretty good. The other cards I'm playing with this obviously are the new Link monster for spellcasters. Put a counter on it, remove 2 to destroy 1 card on the field. Meh. It's lackluster, but it's okay for now. Cowboy for time. 1 Zephyra. Abyss Dweller. You absolutely have to have at least 1 Abyss Dweller in your extra deck, especially if you have level 4s in your deck. Just because this format runs so much around Graveyard, you just need to have it. I do play a second Star Yugioh. Maybe if I break into it. Not really sure. I haven't really pushed the deck that hard to see if it can go maybe next turn. We will see. I do play Outer Entities just because it seems like it would be something fun to do, especially on my turn, but we'll see what happens with that. 1 Wee Witch, 1 Cerberus, 1 Borreload, 1 Phoenix, and 1 Decode Talker for even more negations. That's the extra deck. Just it's the things I've grabbed around the house to put that together. But yeah, again, the main 3 you'll need are Star Yugioh, Electromite, and the LB are the main 3 that you're going to need for the deck. So into the side deck, obviously triple Denko. Instantly shut down your opponent's back row from being able to activate, plus your opponent can't set any more back row, so automatically completely shuts them out from being able to use anything to back row, especially against like Salamangreat. Absolutely phenomenal. I love this card. I hated this. I used to hate this card when I was playing with Monarchs, but now that I'm on the other side, basically, I just love this card. Call by the Grave. Easy side and option, because again, it adds into your extra counters, because it's a spell card itself, so pretty good card. Let me know what you guys think about these next 6, because I am getting red reboots, and I feel like I need to get rid of one of these. Draw and Lock is pretty good for locking out the opponent from adding any more cards, but that's if they add a card to their hand for the deck. So automatically, they already get their consistency back with the 1 draw, whereas Ash Blossom just automatically says, no, you can't get that card to your hand. So let me know what you guys think. It's the better of the 2. Is it Joel and Lockbird, or is it going to be Ash Blossom? Because whichever you guys think, I'm probably going to be playing, honestly, in my opinion, Joel and Lockbird's okay, but I will probably be playing the Ash Blossoms and swapping out the Joel and Lock for red reboots, because I definitely need to play that against Salamangreats. It's just too good of a card not in this format to not play it. And then, of course, we play the Triple Secret Village, which obviously you're playing all spellcasters. As long as you're not running into the mirror matchup, you can instantly lock out your opponent from being able to use any spells or anything. So that is the deck profile, guys. Again, it is not the completed deck profile. I still have cards coming in to perfect this, because there are so many different variants you can play with the deck that I am trying out all the different ones, maybe combining a few of them together to see how it plays. But let me know what you guys think. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you guys think. This is BB368, signing out.